6 o'clock in the evening, I got a call from the administration of the hospital. And they said, Miss Lindsay, they said, okay, this is the hospital. I know your surgery is scheduled for Monday morning. You're supposed to be here at 6 o'clock in the morning. She said, but we have some problems. Still. How do y'all know that just because Jesus said you're here, that doesn't mean that everything's going to run out and work smooth? We still got some things we got to go through. Yeah. It was everything had closed down. I'm supposed to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning. Do I show up? I don't know what to do. I tried to call a couple of sisters, Rachel, I tried to call you, and different ones. I thought about calling Sister Chuck, because I needed somebody to help me, y'all. What do I do right now? It's 6 o'clock in the evening. I couldn't get to nobody. And then I remembered that David had to encourage himself. Yes, and I sit there. And y'all, this is a true story. I began to sing. I said, why should I be discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Yes. Why should my heart be lonely? Yes. And long for heaven and home? Jesus said, if you believe it, then pick it up. When Jesus I see. On your behalf. Yes. And they said, and I asked God, what have she done so bad that you would bring such a rap on her? Wow. Can you imagine that? Yeah. She said God told her she hadn't done anything. It's not what she's done, it's what I'm doing. Yeah. Stuff and that person must have did something wrong. Joseph, he didn't do nothing wrong. Yes. Job, he didn't do nothing wrong. Y'all, sometimes we got to stop it. Love each other. Yes. Can you see sometimes God is doing something and it's because of where we're going. See, he knew one day I started to tell his story. He had to allow me to go through that. Sometimes we hear people say, and it's good, don't get me wrong, it's good. I prayed for 4 or 5 hours, I did it. But y'all, what I'm saying, I'm gonna be real. But sometimes I don't do that. Sometimes I forget to pray the whole day. But it was God's grace and mercy. His grace and mercy. My goodness, I mean, seriously, we have to stop being so judgmental to one another. Yeah. I mean, God is a good God. He told me that one time. I was doing his will. I told that testimony. I got so busy doing his will until, this was in 2007, until I forgot all about him. He shut me down. He said, you know what, I've been trying to spend some time with you, but you've been too busy. Yeah, you mean right, you're doing my will, but sometimes, y'all, it's not sometimes we got to just get in God's presence and listen and really listen. Yeah, we can have like church, but sometimes we got to just spend time with God. And he said, sometimes I have to shut you down. Sometimes we feel like we're mad and we're miserable because we're being shut down. Sometimes that's the only way God can get our attention. I'm admitting. I'm going to say for me for sure. So when God told me, he said, it's not what you're doing. He said, this is part. See, I was talking to women. Do you understand? I'm telling women. Because some of that stuff I hadn't experienced it. And so it was easy for me. But then God said, and I just tell everybody, trust God. Trust God. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? If you're in a situation, what are you going to do? You going to trust God or not? You know what? God said to me, now what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And you know what? It was so funny because I thought I had it all together. I thought that I would never. I mean, have y'all ever been faced with a situation that you didn't even think thought I would never deny God or be mad at him, but you know what?
Tell it, girl.
And it took everything I had, and I said, God, I trust you.
Yes.
And I'm going to hold on. I'm going to hold on to what you told me. And I'm telling you, he brought me through. He said, you're healed. He said, now I want you to go out and tell people about it. Because I'm the same God. He said, I'm not respect a person. I didn't do that just for you. I'll do it for you. All I need to know is, are you willing to trust me? How much do you love me, even when it don't look good? Even when you lose your job, when you lose your house. You know, you have to stay with somebody. He's the same. We don't have to put on no show for God. He said, my grace and mercy is enough. I'm telling you, all he wants us to do, he wants to know, do you trust me? Do you trust me? Even when it look like it ain't work, do you trust me? How many people will stand in the midst of that? You know, I want to leave you with this one little song, because this was so heavy on my mind. And I think about all the time now when people see me, I'm smiling, and of course I start back coming to church that Sunday and seeing that's when the ladies was up in the choir, and I thought to myself, God, would I ever do that again? Who would have thought? Who would have thought that I would be up here talking now? But God. God said you're here. And he said, that's all I got to say about it. Do you know that right now I stand before you guys pain-free? I have been in pain for 7 years. I feel better than I ever have in my life. But God, he's the same. He said, I'll make a way. Just trust me. He's going to know, are you willing to trust me? When it don't look like it's going to work out, you just trust me anyway. He said, I'll be a wheel in the middle of the wheel. You don't have to figure out how it's going to work. You don't have to know that. Whenever people came to me that day at the hospital when I went in the bathroom, I didn't know how it was going to work, but all I knew is that God said, you're healed. And he said, and that's all I can tell about it. So I want to leave you with this. He touched me. Yes, he touched me. And oh, the joy now floods my soul. Something happened, and now I know he touched me, and he made me whole. Say it one more time. He touched me. He touched me. And oh, the joy. When you see me walking around smiling, it's the joy that floods my soul. On November the night, something happened, and now I know God touched me, and he made